Hey, good day, trader. Sam here from Trade to Prosper to give you a crypto update on Binance Coin or BNB. And I'll go over a few things as to what I'm thinking is happening. If you know Elliott Wave, I think this is what's happening with the Elliott Wave count. Where does Wave 4 finish? Could it be there or further down? So we'll explore the macro and then we'll look at the small picture as well. From my perspective, there's a number of ways of approaching this. We have the cycle and and also the formations levels. Okay, so when we look at this, it's clear that that level is there, the top level, double top, and then we come back down, and in my opinion, that's the neckline. If you look at distribution models, and I'll bring one here as an example, if it drops this neckline where there is where my suppose where B is or this level here, let me get out the pen. If we drop this level, then it fits into this model here. And so we've got the SOE so far there. LPSY is there. So that's coming at the moment. So when can we go bullish on this? Realistically, this level. If we break this level, I guarantee it's going to go up pretty strong. Okay, so that's looking at a distribution model. And this could be a distribution model. And if it does drop here, I think this is a good level to buy. But obviously, we need to look at from Bitcoin's perspective as well as the stock market. But for the short term, I still think it's going to range between here for a while. And if we break up, you might play one of these schematics that I can show you. It could still be dangerous, where we can still go there and then down. So it's still likely, if we're going to have a big bear market, this is still likely to happen. However, we'll look for a trade. So the short term wise, I'm still looking for a trade. Macro wise, I still feel like this could be a distribution model, this top part. However, I don't think it will go down that far. That's one level. I got the 1.618. So if we use this level as 1, 0, these are the targets I have. There's another way of doing it, but at the moment, I'm just pretty much using this model, this approach, to look for an entry. The 1.414 could be it. And we might not get to the 1.618. And you can see this as well. This is aligned more so with this level. Here, there is none. So when we look from a Fibonacci, actually, I suppose that right here, there is none, really. I'm not sure why I had this. It could be from another perspective. Otherwise, you can see this wave 3. So if we look from wave 2 to 3, you can see it's a big, long move. So I'm pretty comfortable that that's wave 3 and 4 on the big picture. Well, where is point 4 of the Elliott wave? Well, it could be there. This will invalidate it. So I'm looking macro-wise, probably there. And then we have next wave, and this could be huge, right? Binance did very well against Bitcoin. So I'm looking from that perspective, as well as the company is doing well with a lot of projects and a lot of usage. So this I am looking for. This is one of the models. The other model is, I'll just bring that out for a sec. Let's see if I got it here. So when we look at this schematic, we can still see that this fits this model. So far, so good. So when we align it with this stage here could be here. And we can have that last bit before we come down. So if we break above this level, it's probably good to be bullish, but don't expect much. That could be the level, next level. But anyway, when the time comes, we can always look at it. So it could be a 0.5 level. And the way we'll do that is if we zoom in close, we can always look at the macro picture from a Fibonacci perspective, and we can do, okay, 0.618. Let's just flip that around the other way, sorry. and just increase the color. So we can see we need to align this nicely. Maybe ignore that wick. What we want to do is, it's going to be hard here. Maybe that will make sense, give or take. Ideally, it should be like this though. That's the neckline, and maybe that we stick to that. All right. So the 0.5. So what we have is these Fibonacci levels, right? 0.382. Hold on, let's just go back a bit. So you can see my lines here. It's looking bearish at the moment. But if we were to break this level, yep. So if this was to come up, then we can become bullish if it was to break it. And then we have a number of Fibonacci's, as you can see, this level in between there. So that's going to be a bearish resistance. This is like a point of control. And then we've got the 0.5 Fibonacci level, which is perfect with the point with the fib extension. So this is going to be a major resistance. So if we were to break to the upside, we'll probably come back down again, and then we'll see which direction it goes. So I'm looking at it as wave. Top is wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5. This is just planning stage. We don't know. But for the short term, I'm still bearish on Bitcoin for a number of reasons, and therefore I do expect this to come down. And what we've seen so far, when we look at this is a 3-day, 2-day chart. We can see that, okay, this is a clear resistance, and this will be our trading. So if this was to come back up, I think this trend line could potentially make a comeback down like that. And that could be anywhere around here. We can find a shorting position if this was to come up. Now let's look at the indicators. I'll need to see a bullish candle of some sort come up. We've got a bit of bullish divergence. We can see that the momentum's to the upside and these are going up. The stochastic is going sideways. There's nothing bullish there. So this is likely to just go sideways for a while. But if we were to trade this, I would not trade this range. Maybe you can buy this level. So if this was to come back down, look for potentially a small trade to the upside. But this is just a range trade, not to go in much. And if this was to go up slow, it depends how it goes up. But I do see this being a rejection because this is our first touch, second touch, third touch. I can't see Bitcoin doing much at the moment, so I can't see this doing much as well. So probably you can do a short there. We're using this level of trend line to make it more reason why it's going to be strong resistance. That's what I have there at the moment. Unless these two go above, so we're looking at the Phoenix on the 2-day. If these go above the 50% level, then I'll become a bit more bullish and so on. Now let's look on the small time frame. Okay, so I've got my reversal structure, pretty much like, okay, so that trend line is actually making a difference, isn't it? So we've got a rejection from that trend line. Let's go into a small time frame. Interesting enough, it does look like a macro structure. So I could be wrong with this line. This line could also be like that. And we're finding support there. So if we look at these lines, okay, so I've created this. Okay, there's 3 touches there, 4th touch. So this could be a breakout trade really on a small time frame. And we've got 1, 2, 3. So yeah, it can be, but then there's a bit of complexity here. We also have this line here as well. It's going to be nasty to try to figure this out. So I want to see break a whole bunch of stuff to go bullish, to tell the truth. I like to see this line because this line looks very confluent with many areas. If you look at it, acted as some parts of resistance, support, resistance. So that line is strong. So we won't trade this until we see it break this level, and then we can probably see come up to here, and again that'll be the third touch, and we could probably see going further up. Can we be bullish or bearish? From a short-term perspective. So this is a selling climax for sure, and we had it's very similar to Bitcoin. We had a rally and a very strong rally. This was, and this could be a macro. So our bottoms here and our tops there. So far we're on the top half. So this top half, if we lose this trend line, I think that we're going to go down. So if we lose this trend line, it's going to go down much more, and then it will come down to some area like this. So this could be a good opportunity to short, but I wouldn't do it. It's just too difficult. It's risky, but it's one of those things that you take your chances. I would also look at this. This line could be also another level, even though there's nothing that sort of represents that. No, it doesn't. That's just a bit of a fake out, isn't it? Let's clean this up a bit. We can put our bullish hat on, or you can put your bearish hat on. It's either way is all right. But like I said, from a macro perspective, let's put going back to the 2-day. Oh, shoot. Okay, there were the diagrams. I'm not sure what the other one is. Okay. Like I said, we had this LPSY range, and this could be problematic. A lot of our opportunities were up here, and if you're shorting, that'll be in a good, nice position to keep going long. I don't think it's going to get to that level. We have our levels very clear, even our PSY levels there. So that's beautifully, and the Fibonacci is really well aligned. So from a macro perspective, we if it comes to this level, then I'll be a bit bullish. Actually, that'll be the first touch, second touch. I'm thinking out here, guys. I haven't looked at it before, not for a while, and it does look bearish though. Just this phase here looks bearish. It doesn't look, even though it's going sideways, it looks bearish to me. So I'll be looking. I'll be expecting this to just drop down, and then further down like that. That's what I'm thinking is happening. And let's look at this from another perspective. Let's just get rid of that line. Yeah, that red line. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, doesn't it? It's like a downward channel, and if we were to play it like that, yeah, and if we get rid of this middle part there, yeah. So if we break above this, it's going to be a bit bullish, but again, that's where. So again, I'm looking to pass this level. If it breaks above just that spot there, I'll go in, and that will be my short-term goal target. But the thing is, now this could actually play support and go there. So that's the bullish scenario. The bearish scenario is that. So that is the bearish scenario. You take your chances with either one. I'll be looking for the breakdown and the breakout. So I'll be looking for that spot or that spot. And if it breaks that level, and it bounces a little bit, I'll be looking to short a position in there. And that will reinforce our assumptions that this is a distribution, not a continuation pattern. And again, I'll be looking for wave 4 there. So if this was a downward structure, we can say that maybe that is our A, that is our B, that is our C, D. Maybe that could be fair. Again, this gives good weight to why this is a good level of entry. And if it drops down further, so we have confluence in this space from that range to that range. Really, with these on the way up, we had a bit of a pause. Real strong move, isn't it? Doesn't give you much. So I'll be looking for that space, and I'll be looking for this. Very similar to the previous charts. We can do this. Maybe. That's one way of looking at it. Let me just do this. And the other is pretty much, yeah, that does fit the middle right there too, doesn't it? Far out. Let's go in close, have a closer look. And that horizontal level, even though it dipped months before, you can see that horizontal level is perfect. It lines up with the bottom on these days on the two-day chart. And if we look at our indicators, the stochastic's not looking strong, and this is it's still below 50%. None of it's really bullish. So this could actually be a fake out as well. So be careful, guys. This does look like a bit of, look, our trend's down. Our trend's down, and a pop up could be a fake out like that. That is really nice setup for a fake out. So that could be another entry as well. Just really depends how it gets there. But if we look at Bitcoin for a sec, just give me a sec. Where is it? Where is it? So Bitcoin, okay, it's finding support at this fib level at the moment. So we've broken above again. That fib level is strong, and that fib level is resistance, previous resistance, good rejection. So we're going sideways for a while. While we go sideways, we'll probably do that again and just keep going sideways. That's good rejection to the top. So we might get another attempt, even maybe to that level, and then just like that, and then come back down again. While this happens, we might get BNB to be bullish, but that there's a possibility that we can easily lose this level, and BNB could do pretty much the same as well. So you can see it's a very hard area to trade, and it's lining up with what we call the last stages of a distribution, which is the SOE stage or phase 4, and then we'll go further down. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just giving you the conditions to go long, and be careful for the fake out, for potential shorting. It really depends on how it does it. It could be a swing failure and then come back down hard. Liquidity is in that space. Here it was. And realistically, look, he hasn't really tried to get up. Bitcoin was much more volatile to go up. This one hasn't. So I would say that there's weakness there, and this is a likely shorting position. Even if it breaks out, it still comes down. I'm going to leave that, guys.